Brian Yersky here, Species Elite Athlete, Monster Clothing Athlete, up here in Fenton, Michigan at the Powerhouse Gym. This is one badass gym. You know, we made the 4-hour drive up here to shoot with Jeff Saigo, do some video. Me and my wife got a good training session in. We started off with some back. You know, it's the first adequate workout we've had in probably 4 weeks due to the show prep, and today is the last official day of diet. Came up here to shoot with Jeff, have another photo shoot for some mainstream marketing here in the next hour or so up in Saginaw, and then we head home and we're hitting every Cracker Barrel, IHOP, Bob Evans we see on the way home. So today's shoot was awesome. We did move some decent weight. Like I said, we've been depleted for now. We did New York Pro May 21st, and ever since then we've been fairly low because we went back home, implemented more fish to come back down into Toronto. Did Toronto, implemented more fish because I had photo shoots all this week. So the calories have been low. You know, the carb spikes have been up and down, but strength-wise, it's been so-so. The pumps they last about 5 minutes initially, and then they fade. But today was good. You know, I felt the weight. Wanted to pull some weight from the floor, and the deads, they felt good. I'm not trying to push the envelope right off the gate, but the weight felt good. I got a good contraction on most movements, and it's good to get the blood moving around. It gives me something to look forward to Monday, day one back in the gym, and then like I said, Chad wants us to dive in head first, so that's the goal. But as far as weight training, we're gonna, slowly get into it, 2 to 3 weeks till we're about 100% go, and then pedal to the metal.
Okay. And what are the plans for your off-season this year?
Off-season plans are, priority is to keep that tight aesthetic look, but you're treading that fine line between the tight waist, aesthetically pleasing shape, and then packing as much muscle as I can onto this frame. I mean, I brought a great conditioned package to the 2 shows this year, which I feel very pleased about. Ultimately, I just need more size. I mean, it comes down to it's bodybuilding, and you need more mass to compete with the big guys.
Okay, so I'll have you go through the movements you did and what you like about it.
Okay. We started with pull downs. You can never have too much width, so started light on that movement, like I said, just to get the blood moving. Try to bring in a deeper tie-in and down into the waist. So I pull down and I try to flare my elbows forward to get a little bit of rotation, like you're hitting a rear double bicep. And then we moved on to a close grip pull down just to bring that width into the medial traps and rhomboids and rock back into the erectors. And then got the blood moving, got nice and warm, and then I proceeded to do some deadlifts, keep it in that inner, the inner core, erector, upper back. And then from there we progress into some seated rows, emphasizing the full stretch. Get the vertebrae to stretch back out, get the fluid moving, get a good stretch, and then, primarily concentrate on that contraction once again with the erectors. You can never have too much lower mid-back depth, so trying to create that 3D. And we just finish off with some cable easy bar pull downs, trying to squeeze and once again get that lower tie-in. And then you can definitely feel it in your rear rhomboids and your rear delts and rhomboids, pulling your elbows back and squeezing down. So then we proceeded just to hit 2 arm movements since we already had the blood moving into the arm and the bicep, and hit some rope curl just to get some volume, and then some head bangers just to finesse the final movement, and that was it. This prep in general was, I don't want to say completely different, because calorically wise, the calories were the same for the most part. It was the main difference was in the gym and cardio. We turned the intensity up a great bit in the gym, where the workouts were push till failure and then push beyond, where the more work we did in the gym ultimately turned into the less work we had to do on the step mill and the treadmill for cardio. So cardio was very limited. I mean, we started minimally, like 12 weeks out, 3 days a week at 20 minutes maybe, and we never progressed more than 3 days a week at 45 minutes, and that was very brief. And then we scaled it back down to 3 days a week, like a half hour. And then once we were in New York, it was pretty much when we needed it to feel like we were the calories were slowing down going through us digestively. If we felt sluggish, we'd get up and do some morning cardio, but there was never any evening cardio. It was all first thing fasted cardio before meal 1, and we let the training do the work. So I like that old school. I was looking at the picture over here on the wall of Dorian, definitely Jay Cutler's look, but if I can turn back the clock, to that late 90s with Dorian and bring in, I could be a little harder, a little grainier. Hopefully that comes with the progression of seasons under my belt. But if we can pack on some size. You know, ideally 10 pounds would be an awesome amount, but that 5 to 8 pound, 5 to 7 pound, more round muscle look, and then just crazy conditioning. I mean, that's why I want to hang my hat. I mean, at this point in my career, I doubt I'll ever be known as the biggest guy on stage, which, you know, I'm still chasing that. But if we can have that conditioning where it's like, damn, that is just ridiculous. I mean, I'll hang my hat on that. I mean, because that boils down to hard work, suffering, blue collar, you know, not taking shit. So.
Yeah. Anyone you'd like to thank today, bud?
Oh, I got a laundry list of thanks to go out. Like I said, this year I progressed, which was another, you know, difference in my prep, was that I switched supplement companies, which had a great deal to do with it, because Species, I got signed with Dave Palumbo and Species Nutrition, which their products are top of the line. And now granted, you know, you're going to pay a little bit more, which no one likes to hear that, but you get what you paid for. And, you know, my theory in life in general is quality over quantity. His blends are straight. I mean, there is no blends. His ingredients are straight up on the label. There's no proprietary blends where you got hidden ingredients. Every product across the board is legit. They taste amazing, and they're productive. You know, they serve their purpose. The thermogenics, there's no stimulants involved, so it doesn't, you know, fluctuate your heart rate and your blood pressure and all that. So you can take them morning, noon, and night. You know, it won't affect your sleep pattern. The Isolyze is a quality blend protein. You can't get a higher, you know, grams per serving of protein on the market, and it tastes amazing. You can mix it any way you want, thin, thick, freeze it. It's awesome. I hate to say it, I'm still doing the Isolyze now. I'm still going to do it even though the off season starts. Might add some Carbolyze to that, but the products are awesome. So definitely got to thank Species for taking me onto their team. And then I got Monster Clothing. We're going to be representing them next week in the Dallas Europa. So if you guys are out and about, stop by. Got signed with Liquid Sunrays this go around, which their color is phenomenal. I mean, Toronto, my color was amazing, and it's a simple product to apply. My meal service is Max Fuel out of Canton, Ohio. I got Phoenix Kinetic Cream. It's a anti-inflammatory pain relief cream for all the aches and pains that go along with heavy training. Also, we have Cardillo weight belts. Steve's been taking care of me for years. I got a dozen or so of those hanging on my home gym wall, and grab a different one out the door every day. I got CJ's Elite Wear providing me my trunks. I got Rockin' training. You know, Big E, he's been turning the screws to me the last year and a half. That's a big difference in the physique. The heavy training, which correlates back to the lack of cardio, because we're pushing some extreme weights and some extreme intensity in the gym. I guess I gotta still gotta thank the missus over here. She's been behind me since we were, junior high, and then, this sport can, cause havoc on things, but she's been the strength in the forefront and pushing me to, strive for bigger and better things. I guess just everyone in the sport, the whole NBC family, it's a good group. The core people, they all want to see everyone succeed, and, I'm just thankful to be a part of it. Yeah, and in regards to Rock, and he's been correlating with Chad Nichols, the diet doc. I've been with him since 2010, where we initially kicked things off going into the 2011 prep, and then, he's been providing me the meal plans and the training background, where him and Big E have been correlating on what to do in and out of the gym. So that's been a plus. And then, like I said, last but not least is the missus. Been together since junior high, and she's not letting me settle. I have those down days where I'm I don't know, I can't go to the gym, I'm this and that, and she kicks me in the ass and tells me to get in there and do it, and she knows what I can attain. So it's just a matter of like I said, putting the pedal to the metal and going into 2017 and applying for that Arnold Classic invite in Columbus, Ohio, and going from there. So I thank you guys and look forward to more videos to come.